Blue Nightmare is back in here up on the lift, and we're going to start taking a look at, if you checked out the last video, I did kind of hit on some stuff. We did pick up a new battery that we're going to be needing for this. I started to get some of these things here unplugged because we are going to be swapping out the harness. I'm just going to make this real quick simple here. This is the boost controller right here, zip tied, and it has a burnt, it's burnt. All right, so there's that. That's burnt. We can see we have some smoke damage here on the hood. Hopefully we can get some of that off. And to make this a little bit easier and accessible, I'm just going to grab a 12. I'm going to pull this off. We're going to grab a flashlight. I'm going to set this battery out of the way. And we're going to get in here and actually try to see what was actually burnt, possibly maybe what started the fire, and just start tearing this thing apart. We got some of the parts to replace. I'm going to open up all the boxes. We're going to check that stuff out too, and we're going to see what we need to get for this thing. All right, so we can actually get that in here. We can kind of really see what we've got melted here. See the oil return line is really cooked pretty good. The air filter's cooked pretty good. We actually have some paint damage there on the back on the firewall. I'm going to remove the coil, this other vacuum line that's connected to this. I'm going to set this stuff off to the side. Here's what the bottom of the sway bar looked like. Got pretty hot right in there. So let's get the next part off of here. So we got more stuff here moved out of the way. Try to look down in here. Can't really see too much. I mean, nothing's really jumping out at me just yet. Trying to get that blanket off, but it's pretty, that thing fits really tight right there, so from what I remember. Let's take a look at this thing from the bottom. Okay, so what I can say, not only is there a nut here, but there's a lot of oil all the way back. You can see it laying on the exhaust right there. It's actually catching, like lifting up in the air when you're going down the road. There. Now, think we're probably going to end up needing some shifter cables. The speedometer sensor was never plugged back in. That looks like that's plugged onto that oil pressure sensor way too far right there. So you can kind of see the oil drain tube right there. And then you can see, like, I wonder if something was over and hitting this line, like right in here. I mean, look, it's still, like I said, black and sooty up in here. Yeah, you can see that hose just come all apart in one shot there. All right, we need to get some more stuff out of the way. So I'm going to work on getting some more things pulled out. You can see the back side of the blanket right there is burnt a little bit. We have some melt. I don't know if it's picking it up on the camera, but up there on the back side of the alternator, you can tell it was warm enough over there that it was actually starting to melt the plastic shield there for the alternator wire. Still nothing jumping out at me as far as what caused this. I don't know how they did the trans, but I wanted to add in. See, we got a bolt missing there. See that lower aluminum bracket, and then up here there's a bolt. Actually, that's not missing. It's actually got the wrong. They have the wrong bolt in the starter on the top. These lines get bolted above these nuts, not below. So they're in the wrong place. All right, so we got a couple more things here out of the way. I don't remember the catch can being down here, but maybe it was. The clutch cable, it's kind of now run this way. Found a zip tie down here. Basically unplugged some stuff. Just started trying to get down in here. Removed the tray here. Looks like this bracket's going to need some more attention. Paint it up a little bit. With that being said, we still have a big mess down here. Still nothing jumping out at me as of just yet. Maybe I'll be able to see something more once I'm down in here. But with that being said, we have intended on needing the feed and return line, which we have. Comes with a little kit here. All right, we have the new heater core hoses from Modern Performance. Kind of cool how they bag it. I just installed those on my car. A blue hose kit, just because we're doing some other upgrades and we're going to have the radiator out. We have a brand new engine harness right here. Stage 2 harness with AC, short engine harness with AC. Okay, so there we go. So we're going to get to unbox and plug this in. Looks like there might be something else in here. Some other mixed in stuff. Let's see. Not quite sure why these are in here, but here's the temperature sensor. It's thread in. Idle air rewire. Not sure why that's in there. I think these hoses are for like the oil cooler, but I don't think this car uses that. There was Ishimoto thing for the fan. I guess that's for mounting it. There's clamps for the hoses. Here's the one for up top for the stock one. And I'm not quite sure what they want you to use this for, but I'm assuming that came with the fan. Not the fan, but the maybe the radiator. So all that stuff was kind of down in here and mixed. So, okay, I see now. We have here coil, aluminum rad with a Mishimoto fan kit. How nice is that going to fit? That's going to fit real nice. With pulling out the radiator, going over everything again, and stuff with the front end, we actually have a AGP front race mount intercooler to be installed, and then along with that we have a very cool blue tile blow off valve that will be installed onto the pipe. Where's that? I think it is right here. Here's our JMF pipe. It will be installed right on here. All right. And we have to thread in we have our thread in sensor to go on here. Man, very pretty. Okay, so here's our hot side. It's kind of flanged. Now we have all of our, we got 2 block off plates, and we have all of our couplers. So there's a couple extra things here. I don't know, when stuff was ordered, some boxes got checked that didn't need to be, but we got a couple things here that we're probably not going to need. There's the paperwork on the spring. We're going to have to make sure all that stuff is right. Okay, so not only on top of this and that, which is something that this car really needed over the intercooler that was in here, because this one only goes from, you know, here to here. Now we got this giant one that's going to go in here. I have these on both of my cars, so we'll have to trim this front bumper cover and get everything mounted in here correctly. So all this will have to come off. Not only that, for installing that, the nice part about having this slim fan, the next part I'm going to show you, that's going to help make it fit. So let's check that out. This is the JMF box intake. So with that, it comes with a bunch of little stuff that goes here. This intake is really going to be needed. It's really going to help flow on this thing. Not only that, it's going to look really pretty. Man, this car is going to come a long way. Even more now when we get done in here. Because we're going to be cleaning. There's a lot of cleaning in here. We're going to have to clean down the entire engine. Any of the smoke damage or fire damage that was done is going to have to be repaired. I'm probably going to replace this, and then I'll be able to cut that a little bit nicer, and then maybe if I find something, I can take a piece of metal and actually like surround that so that there's something there. It looks, I don't know, maybe just looks a little better. We'll try. And then we got to remove the bumper cover to get everything else installed, all the charge pipes and everything. It's the intake's going to have to come off to get to everything. I'm going to have to put replace some of these bolts that were installed on here incorrectly. Just basically go over everything that looks like it was apart again and make it right, man. Because that's what we do here. Okay. Get our coolant drained, put our new hoses in, pull the charge pipe off, get down in there, change everything, and just do what we need to do to make this thing right. Exactly, man. All right, I gotta double check some of this stuff, see what's here. We do have another gauge to run. I did check out all the gauge wiring. All that stuff looks good. I kind of did look at this. Let me see if it has a... All right, it's got a part number here. Innovative SG1 boost controller with wideband kit. So I guess it has its own wideband with it. Bracket for max solenoid, okay. Innovative for use with 4.9 sensor, okay. Wiring. 4-pin programming cable. Solenoid. 4-bar map sensor. Ooh. There's the O2 plug. Let's see what else is in here. Man. And the sensor. Okay, so I mean, this will be the first time checking one of these out, so we got a couple things to look over to be able to make sure that this gets installed right. But that's going to be toward the end. We're pretty much looking at an empty back seat right now at the moment. AGP sends a stencil with it, so I think what we're going to do, I think I mentioned that in the last video, is we had thoughts on maybe trying to put a blue logo on the intercooler, and I think that's what we're going to end up doing. So we're all empty, we're all good in the back seat. All right, up front, like I said, nothing really changed in here. Clutch alignment tool. So we just got to figure out which one of these gauges, I don't know, maybe it'll be that one there in the middle, or we'll just stick it over on the side. So we'll just have to figure out where we're going to stick that gauge. Get everything built and assembled on this. So this was kind of just going over everything that we have. I did find that I think I have a set of blue Granatelli wires. I'm going to see if he wants them. If not, we'll just order new. We're going to order a new air filter. I'm going to contact the guy that does the powder coating, because that was brought up as far as being able to get some of this stuff here repaired. So that these would need recoated. I think there were some thoughts of possibly getting this coated blue. I actually like the aluminum color. It's going to help make it pop more underneath here. And then we just got to get in here. I got to double check and make sure that everything's going to be right back here with and around the turbo. We need a new turbo blanket. So yeah, I mean, we do have a few more things that we have to order. And like I said, I think the shifter cables are going to be cooked when we get down there. So we're going to need to install another set of shifter cables onto the car, which is kind of sad. So with that, I'm just going to end this one. It was just quick getting in here, checking this thing out, and going over what was here, like I was saying, and seeing what we need to order. So I got myself a list. I got to get some things ordered. And like I said, there's a couple things here I don't know why we have. So I'll just have to see what's going on there. Here, yeah, I wanted to open this up right here, show you what comes with the JMF intake here. Alright. Okay, so they give you the fuel injector bolts there. I guess these are rail pieces. you can put in there to change the location for them. They give you a couple plugs here. Looks like some other fittings. Use blue, Loctite on all rail mounting bolts, fuel line. Okay, so I mean that's that stuff. But when you mount these up, there is alright, so your sensor is going to go here, and then you have all these ports here to mount vacuum lines too. So you'll come out of underneath, which will hide all of this stuff here. All these vacuum lines will be hid now, which will look a whole lot nicer. So we've got that to look forward to. The newer style comes with the O-rings in the intake, so you don't really technically need a gasket for that. It's just one really nice piece right there. So all right, I'm gonna get everything cleaned up. In the next video, you'll see what's going on. I gotta get the coolant drained. We gotta just start disassembling this thing. The intake's gotta come off. Coolant, like I said, coolant's gotta get drained. We gotta get all the charge piping, the radiator off. I had mounted the coolant overflow bottle here. On my car, I actually mounted it up in here, so I'll be looking to mount that up over in here. So I'll have to have all the wheels pulled. This is going to be pretty big to get a lot of this stuff installed, including our engine harness and fitting up the intake, along with a lot of the other parts that we have here. All right, with that, we'll see us in the next one.